Train Sim World 2 is the follow-up to Dovetail Games' Train Sim World. They also do a train simulator, and I'm not quite sure on the daily conventions of their train sim games, but hey, they're good. Train Sim World 2 is much like Microsoft Flight Simulator in some ways, where in theory it shouldn't be a great fun game to play, but it just is. For someone who's never driven a train before properly, I don't think I could turn around and say, yeah, this is 100% accurate to the letter. But looking at the internals of a train, looking at the actions you've got to take, they've nailed it. There's something so realistic about it. Putting up to the stops, making sure you get the balance, like when to brake right, letting people on. It's the little mundane things that are just wonderful to do. And much like in Flight Simulator, where taking off and landing are the game parts, as we'll put it, there's something relaxing about the bit in between the actual flight and just looking around. And Train Simulator 2, or Train Sim World 2, does that wonderfully well. So you'll fiddle with the controls a lot, and this early tutorial stuff you see will have you sort of like doing things fairly quickly because it is a tutorial. But it's when you sort of let go of that and you go out on your own and you do maybe longer journeys on some of the other train lines, not just the underground, you just enjoy the moment, the peace and the serenity of just travelling by train, and then, after a bit, taking your time to make your stop and so on. Yeah, it's a spectacular game. It's, I don't know how to talk about it and say just how good this is as a game, because it's not going to appeal for if you want a shooter fix or you want some platforming action or a puzzle game. Maybe a bit of a puzzle game, because working out where your braking points are for different trains when you're approaching the stations at certain speeds and so on and so forth, and there's some puzzle elements, I suppose. But it's not a traditional game. These aren't designed to be traditional games by any stretch of the imagination. But that's what makes them so good. I used to think that I would relax by playing a shooter or something like that, just something different. I've never really entertained the idea of a simulator game, and I'm looking at doing a full series actually talking about the simulator and why I think they are so good, especially now. I've not been on a train for most of 2020, so it's kind of weird that I can do it here, and it just sort of brings some normality into a torrid time that we're having, and it's a relaxing affair. And with this game as well, you don't have to drive the trains. You could just ride the train as a passenger, and I've done that. I've stuck the game on for half an hour and just done a trip on the underground, and it's really fun to do that. I'm probably not saying much about the game, but this is going to be part of a wider series, and honestly, give one of these a try. Train Sim World 2 is the latest one, and it is really good, but there are others in the back catalogue. But give one a try, take your time with them, because there's something so satisfying about playing them. I can't recommend these enough. I really can't. And Train Sim World 2 for me is probably the best of the Train Bunch. The Train Bunch? That sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon show that I would have avoided. Anyway, give it a go. Train Sim World 2 by Dovetail Games. If you like the video, please do like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.